Welcome to DataWitzz. Through this video, we will try to understand about the basics of offset function of Excel. Offset basically returns a value or an array from a particular value or from a range of values. Let us see the syntax of offset. It says that offset parenthesis reference rows, columns, height and width. So here the reference rows and columns are very much required to find the values, whereas the height and width are optional values. So let us try to understand what reference is. Let us suppose that we wanted to fetch a value from a table. So in this example we have a table. It is from B3 to G15. So for reference we can take reference from this value, or we can take from this value, or we can take from this value. Anywhere we wanted to do, we can take a reference, but always do remember that we will start to calculate rows or columns from the reference point. Now I will show you that in this point I have taken my reference at this point. So rows can be calculated in offset up or down. If we will take it down, it will be a positive value, whereas if we will take it on upward, then it will be a negative value. Whereas the column from left to right will be taken as a positive value, and from right to left it will be taken as a negative value. The two functions height and width. Height are the number of rows that we will take. It will be in the form of number of rows like this, and width will be in the number of columns. So when we are mentioning height and rows, height and width, it will take a reference like this. So it will be an array value. So let us do it in the Excel, that how offset function works. So here we have taken a whole table and it has different values. The basic is the month names and the sales figure in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and we have taken some of the values in the reverse order, that is before the month. So here the first question is March week 2. We wanted to fetch a value for March week 2. So here we can say we can see that this was the March and this is the week 2, right? So we will try to use the function offset. Here the reference, I will take my reference at this point. Alright, so as I have taken my reference at C3, I will start to calculate the number of rows and the number of columns from this point. So this is the reference point and I will take it as a 0 value. Always remember this fact. From right to left, it will be a negative value for the column. From left to right it will be a positive value. For rows, from up to down it will be positive, from bottom to up it will be negative value. So here our March is up to down, so we will take a positive value, and I can see 1, 2 and 3, that is the value. and now we are trying to take the value for week 2. So week 2 is 1 and 2, and there is no height and row we will mention because it is not required here. So here we see that it look the value of 5600. So as we can see that it is the same value. Now we will try to reverse look the value. I always used to use this function when I was doing MIS work. So here we have taken a situation that month is at this point, month values, and the sum value is behind this. So let us try to take this offset. Again the reference point will be at C3. So here we are trying to take the value for the month of May. So we will see 1 2 3 4 5. The row number will be 5 because it comes from up to down, and as we told you that the value is behind the reference, so it will be a negative one. 7437. So the value of is same. Now as we have seen that in these two examples that the values were a single value. Now we will try to take whole array. Now at this example we will try to take the value of sum for week 1. This is the whole week value, is the week 1, and we will try to take this sum. So we will make an array for this value and take the sum. So let us do it. We will take sum, then we will use offset function, and we will take the reference as we did in earlier example. Now the number of rows, we will take it here 1. Number of column, it will again the 1 because it is the next value. Here the number of rows, number of height as which says height value will be in terms of number of rows. So here the number of rows is 12, that we need to take it in the array. So we will take 12, and the width will be in the number of column. So it is again the next value, so it is 1. So it gives the sum was 30314. Here we will use our function. It gives us a correct value 30314. In the same manner we will try to find the average value for the month of March. So we will use the first formula, average, and then offset. We will go to the reference. Now number of rows, here we see the month of March is in the 3rd row, so we will take the value as 3. Here the number of columns will be the next one, so 1. The number of height will remain the same because we are calculating the value in the horizontal way. And now the number of width will be 4 because we are taking 4 different columns. So here we find our value 2176. Seems some error because we forget to mention our we forget to mention our height. So it again says that we can see that the average value for the month of March was at 4825. So it reflects the correct value. So again, I will explain the syntax of offset. Offset basically fetch the single value or a array values of total arrays, and it the syntax of offset will contain reference, rows, columns, height, and width. Reference uh, is a point from where we will start to find our rows or columns. Height and width, those values will be dependent on the number of rows or columns respectively, and whenever we will mention height and width, it will in a array value, so we can utilize it in finding a sum or average or anything like from there. So hope from this video the offset function was very much clear. This was the basic fundamental of offset function. In next videos we will try to go on an advanced version. Thank you for watching our video, and please subscribe and share it on YouTube. It is DataWitzz, and also like and share it on Facebook. Thank you.